Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of Planet Pariah. Me, your allergy-ridden boy, Noah, and
And me.
my
I
lesbian,
don't think
Valerie.
I'm sick. But Val, yeah,
Wait,
Valerie.
you're sick?
I said I don't think I am. I think we both kind of sound nasally.
Yeah.
You especially, though.
Yeah. Well, I usually do. So anyways, let's just jump into it. How's your week?
How's my week? No, I had this weird story of
okay.
today. I'm still confused about it.
Okay.
I've never this has never happened to me. I'm still confused about it. That's
You
why.
paid your taxes?
No. So I got maybe 2 hours of sleep. I had to be up at work at 8:30. So I set my alarm for 8 because work's not far at all.
Wait, do you work on Thursdays now?
Yeah, I work 8:30 to 2.
Oof. Okay.
Which is fine because then now I don't close Fridays.
Oh,
So
that's
cool.
a good trade-off, I
Yeah.
guess.
I still work, but I don't close.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I got 2 hours of sleep, and I wake up, and I remember always checking last night, my alarm's at 8. I know it's at 8.
Yeah.
There's another day that it's at 8:30 because I have to be there at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I know it's at 8, and I wake up, and I look at my phone. I'm like, okay, it's 8. My alarm's went off, and I always check my phone to make sure I'm not late or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now it's 8:05. After I brush my teeth or whatever, and then I get dressed. I was like, okay, it's 8:10 because I know I'm gonna leave at 8:15, and then I go and get a drink. And I'm looking at the oven, time. And I was like, and it said 8:40, and I was like, why does it say that? That's weird. And then I was like, oh, it might be because of all the storms that have been happening and having to reset itself.
That was a good storm, yeah.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere too.
Kind of, yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's weird. And I checked my phone again because I was like, why does it say that? And I was like, no, yeah, I'm good. It's only 8:10, 8:15.
I got time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I go, and then I drive to work. And I'm like, okay, it's 8:25, and you can't clock in 5 minutes before.
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
So I'm like, okay, well now I could go in, and so I go in, and then one of the MITs that's there is like, huh, and I'm like, what? And they're like, you're late. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, look at the screen. And the time said 8:55.
Wait,
and
in your
I've
car on
checked-
your phone?
Yeah, and and I've checked my phone and my car and the time so many times. And I was like, wait, are you kidding me? No, this is a joke. And then I look at my phone again, and it's if all the times just shifted back to what the time actually was. And I was just seeing it completely wrong the whole time. And I was like, I'm still just how did that happen? It was so crazy.
Yeah,
and
that's weird.
I was just hallucinating and wanting to see what I seeing what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was really weird, and I'm still thinking about it. Wow, because I'm not one to be late or even screw up.
No, you're really punctual.
I've never done that.
You're perfect.
And so I don't know, I'm so kind of spooked by it.
That is weird. I can tell you though that since I've always been one to kind of have a shitty sleeping schedule, and I'm usually tired more often than not.
Yeah.
That time does act weird when you're sleepy, but the fact that you kept seeing on different clocks that it was the time that you were seeing, that's weird.
It is, and I wasn't even rushing. I was just yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, I know when I've been tired, the time will go super slow, or it'll go as fast as it wants to. Time is relative.
It's
but
weird.
That
is
weird. That makes me think of those alien stories of lost time, driving down the country road at 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden you check the clock again and it's 8 o'clock. Where'd those 5 hours go?
So yeah, that was kind of my week. What else happened?
That was just today, actually.
I know.
My side hurts. I'm falling apart. I've eaten, since Monday, I've eaten 8 hamburgers.
Bitch, why? Oh wait, the free Whataburger?
Oh no, not even that. My dad made hamburgers Sunday night, and I came home pretty late, and I had one. Okay, so since Sunday, I've had 9, because I've had 2 every day since Monday. It's Thursday, so that's 4 times 2 is 8, plus that one was 9. Dude, that's why I feel like crap.
All the vegans out there.
Yeah, all that beef inside me, I need a salad. I think next week I'm gonna fast for like 3 days, because I feel bad. I feel really gross. I
Feel
feel
meaty?
thick. I feel sluggish.
Real meaty and up there.
I feel super like if you cut me open, dude, it's just gonna be ground beef that comes out.
Oh my god.
I feel gross. Maybe that's why that's why I'm kind of like sick or whatever.
That makes sense. Was that your week?
No, that's just like what I've eaten this week. My week's been crap, dude.
Why?
I had a friend who lived in Austin, and she's someone who I'd go and see like every Tuesday, and we'd hang out for like 8 hours every time, but like now she's moving back upstate, like, and if you know Texas is huge, so upstate is like
Upstate is hours.
6
It's
hours
like,
away.
You can never leave Texas.
Yeah, it sucks. And she was like my closest friend, I think, or the friend who I've consistently talked to since high school ended.
Yeah.
And it really sucks. So it's like, dang, lost a friend.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you don't think you'll keep in touch? I guess, like, you obviously can't hang out, but...
No.
Still
For me, if I
talk.
can't see this person, I'll see her when she comes back and visits, but that could be in 6 months or it could be in 6 years, so... Yeah, really crappy. And then also I told you about my little date, my visitation, my little hangout.
Yeah,
thing
how
with the
did
girl.
that go? How did
Yeah,
that go?
so Friday I got out of the shower, put on my clothes, about to head outside to go drive out
the
there,
way you're saying this.
get a text saying, "Hey, it's not gonna work out."
Oh my.
Something came up, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine, I guess." I was all excited. I've been talking to this girl for like a week.
That feeling sucks.
Yeah, and
And
it's
when people wait last minute, sorry, but like when
No, you're
people
good.
wait last minute, that's like the worst feeling. Like I would rather know
yeah,
way before if you're gonna do that.
it sucks too, cause like I don't know, I'm genuinely excited or whatever for once, and then that happens, and it's like, oh, okay, this is why I am the way I am. And also it is like one of those things of like, I feel like she didn't respect my time, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I had like cleared out that block or whatever. I had pushed everything else back. I don't do a lot, but like there was stuff. It was a Friday, so I was gonna do stuff. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, I can't do that. And then I told my friends that I usually hang out with on Fridays, like, hey, it's gonna be like later than usual. And they're like, okay, cool. And then so I pushed it all back, and I got ready super early. I don't know. It's really crappy. And then you get ready, and then you get that text saying, hey, no.
Yeah.
You get hit by that wall.
Did y'all talk after that?
Yeah, so I checked up. She said her mom had car issues, and she had to go pick her up, and it was like an hour away. She's like, I could be back in time. I might be back in time, but probably not. And I was like, okay, well, just let me know. Just go
At
help
least
out your
it wasn't
mom.
like
Yeah, just
something.
wait. Just hold on.
Oh.
And then like an hour later, or maybe an hour and a half or whatever, I text her like, hey, since you're gonna be like in Austin to help out your mom, let's just like go to the Barton Creek Square Mall. Or was that backwards? I don't know. The Barton Creek Mall. And no response. And then like another 30 minutes go by, and I was like, okay, well, it's fine. Like just like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't 30 minutes. It was like another hour later, no response. And I was like, okay, I kind of know this person. This is kind of like something that's happened before. So I was like, okay, well, what was wrong with your mom's car? And like, we can just hang. And oh wait, she did text back. She said, hey, sorry, no mall, but like maybe we could hang out next week instead. And she had already said that in her text whenever she said like, hey, it's not gonna work out for today.
Yeah.
Or the movie. She's like, because whenever she's let me know, she was like, it's not gonna work out for the movie. Probably won't be back in time, but we could hang out next Friday. And I was like, okay, sure. And then like an hour later, I was like, hey, we can meet you at the mall, or I can meet you at the mall. And then like an hour passed by, and she sent a reply back, and she said, no mall, but like I said, maybe next week. So instead of next week, it's a maybe. And it's like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, well, what was wrong with your mom's car? It's cool that we can't hang out, or whatever. Just like being nice, I guess.
Yeah.
And then no response. It's been a week.
So for real?
Ghosted.
Ever since then?
Yeah, and I follow her on Instagram, and she follows me too. And I've seen her just post like normal. It's like, okay. Ouch.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so I got shit on like that, and then
Wow.
one of my closest friends, maybe my best friend right now, one of them, I guess. I don't really have best friends. But yeah, and then she's gone now too. It's like, ugh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a broken man. I keep
Wow.
breaking
What
smaller.
a rough week.
Yeah, rough week for sure. And then eat hamburgers. The cracks in my heart. I feel the cholesterol. It's building up. Oh man.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of staying alive to watch the Avengers Endgame, and then after that,
It's over, yeah.
yeah, God can take me, Satan, whoever's
feel
out
that.
there, Death himself. He can have my corpse. Use my skull as a goblet to drink out of. Ooh, I did have stuff I want to talk about though.
Okay.
I kind of got that out of the way. Kind of off
Yeah.
my chest. I was ready for this therapy
Nice little
session.
therapy,
Yeah. Take a shower. My hair's super long, so like whenever I take a shower, the hair goes into my mouth, and I was just sucking the water off my hair in the shower. I was like, man, I can't wait for therapy later.
Just a little drink.
Yeah. There was actually, oh yeah. So have you been working on stuff like a music intro for the podcast?
No, I've wanted to. Oh, I had looked at the freesounds.org thing,
Yeah.
and liked a certain style of retro type thing.
Dude, yeah, I went retro too.
Yeah. And so I was like, wow, I like certain clips, so I kind of wanted to put them together.
I
and
wonder
make
if we have
something.
some of the same clips. Because I went through too. I went through, I don't know, was it like Sunday or Saturday? I had free time after my date was canceled, so I think I went through that day. But yeah, I went retro, and I went like kind of like a sci-fi kind of sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
so
what
we
I
might
went.
have came across the same artist. And I also played on GarageBand because we have iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing with that too. It's kind of complicated and convoluted on the phone because
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
you're working with such limited screen space, but it's kind of cool. I'm kind of making something.
Yeah.
But yeah, by episode 10, I want something to put out like that.
Oh yeah, same. And
Okay, cool.
Probably, yeah.
So
I
we
don't
gotta
know. I
take
was
one.
working on the cover art thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
I just don't like how it was coming out. Even though, I mean, you were like, "Oh, that's cool," and some other people too.
I like the concept.
Yeah, same. But I don't know. I think I've always been hard on myself when it comes to things.
We both have.
Yeah, especially if it's something we actually care about.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you can picture in your head, but it's just transferring it onto either the computer or the paper. It just gets lost in translation sometimes. It's
definitely.
difficult. That reminds me, dude. This Bumpus motherfucker out there in 4th grade, my art teacher.
Dude, Miss Bumpus? Dude, I was just talking about Miss Bumpus. Why are you thinking? Dude, literally last night I was like, I had this teacher named Miss Bumpus, and I never knew how weird that was until now. Miss Bumpus.
Well, I got a grudge, dude.
Why?
I got a grudge. Because first day of public school, and I was in that art classroom, and it was just kind of like, hey, get used to using, just draw, Welcome to Miss Bumpus's art classroom, just draw, And so I was like, I know what I'm going to do. There was a picture of Kermit the Frog, dude, off of this magazine. I was like, I'm going to not trace it, but I'm going to look at it and just draw it. And I drew it, and it was perfect. It looked like I traced it, but I didn't. And I was like, dang. And she looked at it, and she's like, wow, that was really, really good. Did you trace it? And I was like, no, I didn't trace it, Miss Bumpus. It was freehanded, bro. I just looked at it, and I transferred it onto this paper. And she's like, wow, that's great. She probably thought I was lying, but I wasn't. Anyways, we had little folders that we'd put our artwork into throughout the year. And at the end of the year, you got the folder back. And it was like, hey, this is all you did. At the end of the year,
Oh, no.
that piece of work wasn't in my folder. It was in this other kid's. And I was like, that was mine. And they're like, no, it isn't. I traced it. And I was like, no, I drew that. I know. I drew that with pencil. I drew that. And Miss Bumpus was like, no, this is this so-and-so's. And I was like, no, I drew that. And I was so proud.
You don't even know who it was?
I don't remember who it was. It was some
Wow,
idiot
I
kid who
would've
couldn't have done
remembered.
that. They have no ounce of talent. It was me. It was all me. Miss
Exactly,
Bumpus
yeah.
stole that from me, dude. I'll never forgive that. I'll never forgive Miss Bumpus and her stupid name. I hate Miss Bumpus. She signed my cardboard at the end of the year, so she was cool. But because of that, can't be forgiven. I was so
Yeah.
proud, dude. It was so good.
She's one of those teachers that like I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I remember like certain like distinctive things of like okay, she was like a bigger white lady,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd recognize her if I saw her
Me
now.
neither.
Because
It's been
I
too
can't
long.
even like think of her face.
It's a bumpusy.
No, like I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, that's true. And our music teacher too.
Miss Gandy?
That was her name, right? Miss Gandy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I saw my first boob in Miss Gandy's class.
Your first boob?
My first boob. That wasn't my mom's.
Dude.
No, seriously, and it's nothing to be proud of because of how it happened. But anyways, there was this bigger girl in my class, because it was like your class would go to a different elective each day, and so whatever day it was music day, maybe a Tuesday, I don't know. But we were all just sitting in there. Our teacher was not in the classroom; she was in the bathroom or whatever. So we were all just kind of hanging out. I was with my friends, or whatever, leaning against the wall, and there was this girl. Always kind of a bigger girl, only got bigger through the years. But she was laying on her back, and like, the neck of her shirt, her head was facing kind of towards my direction, and I was kind of looking around the classroom, looking at girls, looking at people who bullied me, and then talking to my friends and stuff. Oh, that's your cat. And I look over back at her. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say her name or give her another name.
Do I know? Oh, damn it.
But I'll tell you after. But I look over at her, and she has her shirt lifted up, like she's looking down her shirt, but she's not conscious that half the room is on the other side of her, and she's looking in her shirt, and she starts playing with her boobs.
Dude,
And
what?
I have clear view of her right boob, and her nipple taking over half of her boob. Women, you're beautiful, but like to me, a little boy, this is like, whoa, what? And I was frozen in fear as my friend Sam was just talking to me, and I was just staring at this girl laying on her back with her shirt basically open to me, and she was moving her giant boobs around. We were fourth graders, and this chick had the boobs of an average middle school kid or whatever. And it was just like, what? I don't want to look at it, but I can't look away. And it felt like it lasted 15 minutes, probably 5 seconds, but it felt like 15 minutes. And I was like,
so weird.
into this suffering. I can't look away. And then she put her shirt back down, and she rolled over like a fucking walrus.
She didn't even realize like
No.
I'm doing this shit.
No. And she looked in my direction, and it broke me, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I looked away, and Sam was like, what happened? And I was like, And it's still burnt in my mind. The white background of the walls,
There,
her filing
reminds
cabinet
me
with a
of-
CD player on top, and then her just laying on the floor.
of something that happened to me this week, which I guess answers part of the how was your week.
Okay, yeah.
I was like traumatized Sunday.
You saw a dick?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I saw something. Oh my god, I don't know. Just okay. So of course I'm at work, and
Yeah.
it's one of our MITs, and she's pregnant, full on pregnant. Like this whole, she's about to pop,
Mm-hmm.
and she walks behind me. I go in the walk-in, and it's like pretty narrow once we have all the dough in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I turn around and she's in my way, I can't get past her, which is exactly how it was.
Yeah.
And she was like, so do we need this? And I'm like, no. And I'm like kind of thinking of something like what that we need. And she just full on lifts her shirt like all the way up to where her whole belly is sticking out. And not only that, she starts rubbing it and like grabs it and shakes it up and down. And my eyes got so big. And like usually I could cover my face like expression, but I literally looked away so fast, and I was so like mortified that she did this. Like I just like
Did she forget you were next to her?
No, she didn't give a shit at all. She was so like she was still like looking me in the eye, trying to at least, because I kept trying to look
She
away
wanted to see what
and
you were
like
gonna
trying
do.
to have a conversation with me. I'm like, I don't. Oh my, that image is still in my head.
I don't know if you described it well, but I saw it
Yeah.
just now.
And then just like the belly button sticking out.
Yeah,
and
I can see
everything.
that. Yeah,
And
it's just
she grabs it on both ends, and
fucking Kate plus 8 shaking a jar of pickles.
and then like it was already a joke that Jacket, the other manager, was like,
yeah.
Dude, it's so hot in here too because the ovens. That baby's probably like radiating,
fucking
and she's
cooking, dude.
it's just gonna slide out. We're not.
Ew.
It's probably like incubating. I'm like, God.
The baby's gonna come out hard boiled.
But no, yeah, I still think about that. And then I told my boss about it, and her face was just like in shock. And she was just like, "How do these people get hired?" Because we
Dude,
don't
your
hire.
boss hires them.
No, she doesn't.
She hired me.
Not our store. The MITs. The MITs is the area
Right.
manager.
Forgot she's at MIT. Right. How did they even get that high? Dude, seriously, all the MITs that I met, aside from maybe one, they were like, how do you make it that far?
I know. Right now we have this girl from Ukraine, and she's like has a really cool accent, but like she gets shit done, and it's pretty cool. But
Dude, living the American dream.
and she's like way too like pretty to be working in a Pizza Hut.
Oh, I'll stop. Tell me when she works. Okay.
She's a mom.
I
But
like
she's like
moms.
even I don't know, just all the girls and everything were just like, wow, she's beautiful, and everybody's just like, yeah, but I don't know, it's crazy. Totally different foreigner that shouldn't live in Texas. She's like, ever since I came here, I have really bad allergies.
Yeah, Texas
yeah.
sucks.
Every time she says something, everybody says what first, and then we get it the next time she says it. Just
That's
that really
annoying.
strong accent.
As someone who doesn't speak clearly a lot and mumbles, that's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, now she has to be used to it from moving somewhere completely different.
That's true. Is it like a super like thick accent?
Yeah.
What does she sound like? Imitate her, please.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I can't even do that. But it's cool.
I could if my nose wasn't clogged. Even though I don't even know what she sounds like.
But like, it's cool because she answers the phone sometimes, and like people are trying to say they have credit or like lie about something, and I was like, there's no way like they could do this to her because she's like so like innocent, and then also the accent. It's just like it probably just doesn't even seem real.
How
Like,
old is she?
probably late 20s or
Okay.
yeah.
I could be a dad.
But yeah, that's the belly story and the MITs we have.
Yeah. Oh crap! I didn't even like bring up. I said I had topics or whatever. I don't think I even brought one up.
Oh, you brought up the beats, the like intro, outro.
Oh yeah. That was even on my list.
Oh, what?
Dang it! I should have wrote down examples.
It's just random words now.
Yeah. Hammer.
Hammer.
Big tree. The color green is just blue but backwards. This isn't even coherent. This doesn't make sense. I'm just kidding. It wasn't even a funny joke. There wasn't even a joke in there.
Criticizing yourself.
Yeah. I just hate myself.
Oh, one thing I kind of wanted to... Sorry.
You're good. No, I got it.
One thing I kind of wanted to talk about was as somebody I knew that listened to the podcast, they were talking about how we kind of... When we're talking about, like, it was kind of just us in high school
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
And that she was like, yeah. And, like, she's like, of course there's people like Hope that thought we were maybe like in a cult or something.
Oh, yeah, fuck that
But she
shit.
said like she just thought of us as like, yeah, we're completely like different, and everybody like realized it and knew it, but nothing was weird about it, and that it was just kind of like, okay, that's them. And I don't know, I thought that was interesting because again, I don't know, it's so weird to see people like how they view you from a different set of eyes.
Yeah, I've always found it interesting because I want to know what... I don't care too much about what people think about me. And I don't think I ever really have, aside from maybe being younger.
Yeah, like to where it won't influence you.
Yeah, but I have always been curious as to like how somebody views me and why they view me as that.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody said, like, if somebody heard a rumor about me, would that totally change the way they view me, even though there's no truth to it, but they don't know that because they don't care, or do they care? Stuff like that. It's interesting. It's cool. I wish I could, I guess, go back in time and interview people about, like, hey, how do you feel about me? And just get the honest opinion from everybody. I think that'd be really, really cool and interesting. That'd be cool.
It would be, yeah.
That'd be cool, right?
Anyways, what was your topic?
Oh, I forgot why I wrote this down, but I think this was 2 days ago, but I wrote it down on my phone because I try to keep topics to talk about on the podcast or whatever. Because like as much as this is like, hey, like me and Valerie are talking and hanging out for our one day of the week or whatever, it's also like let's talk about interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Like because it's a podcast, it's like kind of a show or whatever. Keep it interesting, you know.
Exactly. Obviously.
Yeah.
We don't want
Obviously,
to
you
be
just roll
boring.
your eyes at me.
We don't. No.
On my side.
No. I kind of pictured people just thinking we just do it to do it.
Well, I
but
mean,
obviously,
I want
it's
to keep
like
it
we want it
interesting.
to be entertaining somewhat.
I want to be engaging a little bit.
Just
anyways,
a little bit.
My topic was, do you ever just have like, just bad days? Like just a bad day where nothing goes right, no matter how positive you're trying to be?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I don't know if you've seen my car recently.
No, not closely. What?
But my poor car, my lovely car I've worked so hard for.
Yeah. Your pride and joy.
There's a day where...
Oh, yeah. You told me about it. Was this that trip to the concert?
No.
Oh, different.
No, this was like recently. Or there's a lot of days where... Because I'm like really good at telling myself like, no, it's okay. Stop thinking about it.
Sure.
Like something will get better type thing.
Okay, yeah.
But this day just like, I don't know. It just kept getting bad. And maybe just because so basically someone just hit my car. And...
Like with another car?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Fist.
My mom was thinking maybe like a door flew open.
Yeah.
Because it's been really windy and hit me because there's just like a dent in my passenger side now. And I was like, wow, well, that's cool. Because, I mean, I'm going to have to pay for it, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just maybe because of that and then my mood the whole day. If something like that is in my head, I just keep thinking about it, especially if it's my car
coming out of your wallet.
Yeah. And I don't know, it probably just influenced the whole rest of the day too. And then I could just be really negative, and when like somebody tries to talk to me, it just goes downhill.
Okay, so
and
do you think days like that are just influenced from your mood? Like days like that exist because maybe one thing goes wrong and then your mood just changes. And because of your mood, that whole day is just going to be like that?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
Because there's times where somebody can like actually change my mood, but sometimes not, because like I'm really stubborn when it comes to that.
Right.
Now if I'm in that like deep like...
You're not coming out.
Yeah, I'm not. But no, I've seen it happen to where I was like, wow, okay, I was just mad, but this person or this happened and my mood is completely different. But
my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I forgot why I asked that, but I was having a really, really bad day.
Was it the date?
No, I didn't care. I could care less about that now. That did suck and it was annoying or whatever. Because it was like, was that girl leading me on because it was a joke or like, what was the reason?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm past that. Once I heard about like my friend moving away or whatever, I was like, okay. Yeah, that sucks. And then after that, the rest of the day just kind of like, even before that kind of, and then that hit and it was like, okay, cherry on top. Yeah. And then I was like, that's going to be it.
That one big thing probably.
Yeah. I don't know. Cause like, I wish I put down examples or like listed what happened through that day because something had happened. I guess I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever. But then something happened and it was like, okay, today's going to be one of those days. And then things kept happening and around the middle of the day, she told me that she was leaving, and I was like, okay, I don't even get to say goodbye, whatever.
Yeah.
Ouch. And then I was
sucks.
like, it can't get any worse than that today. And then things just kept happening, and it just kept building up on top of each other. It was just a really crappy day. But yeah, and then there's been days in the past where, like, it just nothing goes right. Like I'd step in a puddle of my dog's pee or whatever because it was a puppy. And I was like, okay, that's great. Like, fuck. And then I clean it up, and I turn around to walk away, and I step into another puddle. And it's oh, fuck this, dude. I'm going to kill that dog. I'm going to string it up and smack it around the roof or whatever. And then, like, I don't know. There was one day in specific where after me and my friend Molly, she said it's cool if I say her name on the podcast or whatever, so I'm just going to say Molly. Me and my friend Molly had played the Ouija board, and we've been playing with it for a while. And this happened like maybe a year or two ago. And then the day following, where it actually moved a little bit, it's like, ooh, spooky. The next day was like the worst luck I've ever had in a day, and it made my day miserable. Like when you're a dude and you pee or whatever, sometimes if you don't shake it, you don't go a little doot doot at the end or whatever, pee will just dribble out of you or whatever. I don't know if that happens with girls, where if you don't give it like an extra second or like wipe yourself or whatever, if it pee just kind of dribbles out a little bit. It rarely ever happened to me, but on this day I didn't doot, like shake it off, and like I pull up my pants and I just like pee just runs down my leg, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? And I wash my hands, and I take a shower after that. I take another shower, and then I step into dog pee, and it's like, okay, more piss, great. This day is shit. And then just like more things, like I've become clumsy. I can't play the drums at all. I can't hold any sort of beat. It's just like a miserable day. And, like, nothing's going right. I need to go get gas, and it's like there's so much traffic all of a sudden. Like, nothing's going right. Like,
or is that just your mindset?
I hit every red light. I think it's my mindset, but then it's like, things like that are external, like red lights and traffic and the way people are acting towards you.
Yeah, but then again, would you be thinking of those things if you weren't in that mood?
I'm of the influence that God hates me. Under the idea. Yeah, just days like that. Just really crappy days. And I'm a pretty, I think, negative person.
Okay.
Pessimistic.
Okay.
But like weirdly, whenever I turned 20, I was like, oh shit, I'm a fucking adult. Like I've been alive for 20 years. And like if I live to be 80, I've lived a quarter of my life already. It was just kind of like I have nothing to my name and I have nothing going for me. And it made me strangely optimistic. And like this year I've been like strangely like positive.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but then I lose a friend and then like piss on my leg or whatever. And it's like whatever. Life is meaningless. But yeah, it's like kind of like whenever this year came around, it was like I realized I had nothing, and so what do I have to lose by going out and trying stuff?
Yeah, that's a good mindset.
Yeah, and also I like whenever I've been in my parents' bathroom or whatever. I kind of so the past 2 weeks I've kind of like taken selfies in that bathroom. Okay. And I'm somebody who takes pictures and never really posts them. Yeah. Like for maybe every 10 times I'll take a picture of myself, I'll post one like from one of those times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if I take a picture of myself for 10 days, maybe one day I'll post one. Whatever. I realize like I don't know. I just have like I'm an attractive person. I don't know if it's the lighting in that room or if it's like this weird confidence that I found in myself.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, that's a nice way to think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, I'm good looking. Like I have good bone structure. My face isn't half bad. I don't know if it's my hair because it got a certain length that it kind of complements the way my face looks when it looks a certain way. Okay. It was just like, whoa, I look good. And it was weird. And so nice. I've been kind of riding off of that high. And Molly's noticed that I keep shitting on the way other people look. And I don't know if that's feeding my confidence.
Bitch. You're fucking horrible. You just had them to make it into something.
But yeah, it's like, wow, yeah, go you. And it's like, oh, what the fuck?
Everybody else.
Yeah, like, okay, when does this come around? But today, when I was in that bathroom, the same bathroom that's given me confidence, and by looking in the mirror, I look in the mirror, I see an old ass man.
What?
I look so old.
Old.
It's weird. It was like looking and not recognizing the person you saw. It was like looking in the mirror as your child self, and you see somebody who you don't know yet, but you know you'll grow into that person.
That's weird. What is this, some magic mirror?
Dude, yeah.
First you got all this confidence, and now you see your old self.
It was weird, because I saw a man. Like, I looked in the mirror, and there was, like, a man staring back at me. And I was like, that's me. But that's so weird, because I've always felt, like, super young compared to everybody else. Like, walking around a college campus, I feel like a baby. Like, I feel like I don't fit in. I feel like everybody else is so much older looking than me. But I looked in the
Yeah.
mirror and it
Yeah,
was
I
just
see
kind of
that.
like, what? Whoa. I don't know.
In the
I don't know if
middle.
it's like my facial hair or my stubble, I guess, because I shaved yesterday. But or I don't know what changed, but it was weird. It was like profound, and it made me feel weird.
Yeah, I mean, that is weird. I can't really think of anything to, like,
Cause I don't look any different than I did last week, right?
no.
No, yeah. So
Maybe, yeah, that's weird.
why did I feel super old all of a sudden? Like I looked in the mirror and I felt 40. I don't know. It was weird. I felt scared. I felt sad. I felt all these feelings rush into me at once. So it makes you think, will I look in the mirror in like another 10 years and will I see something else? If anybody can, relate or like tell me why I feel that way, like please do.
I really can't.
Cause that's weird. I've never felt that. And it wasn't like seeing a stranger or not recognizing who was in the mirror or whatever. Cause I felt that before too. But it was just like this older me.
I really can't. I can't relate.
I've never felt that. It was weird. So
That's
anyways,
so weird. I can't even like picture that. Like, I don't know of how you'd feel other than, yeah, that's weird.
yeah. I don't. Yeah. So what's going on with you? No. My side. Go ahead, check that off the topic list. Profound, deep inner monologue.
When we were talking about like bad days, I was thinking, do you ever find like a common like time in the day where you just feel down?
Oh, kind of like a trigger thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I usually feel like pretty crappy all the time. It's kind of like, an alcoholic, they're always drunk. But it usually, I don't know, like most things, usually hits worse whenever the sun goes down. But I don't know. What do you mean?
I
Do you have
don't
an
know,
example?
like if you ever just saw like a common day and time
Oh,
of
like kind of like a trigger, I guess you could say.
I mean, if you want to say it like that, it's just you just find yourself sad, and then you start thinking of like, oh, that's happened before on this day. A lot of
like
the times, actually.
Um,
Or like I found like maybe this day out of the week, I always feel off.
Thursdays?
No, not
Okay,
today.
just in general,
I'm
like
yeah,
for the
I just
example.
yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, not today, but and then it's kind of consistent. So.
Oh, I don't think so. If there is some sort of like a pattern or something, I haven't seen it.
But it might just be like my schedule, because it's like my work schedule is the same every week.
Yeah.
So it's just like I have the same schedule every week. So
I
maybe
can't think
that's
of
why
words right now.
that
Yeah.
same day.
I'm having a hard time forming sentences. I think it's because I just got smacked in the face with allergies or something, and this new pain in my side.
I hate being sick.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I hate it.
What's the most sick you've ever been? Sorry, are we still talking about bad days? Cause
No,
like
no,
I can't.
the
There's nothing
most
that.
sick I've ever been.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
I'll talk about the most sick I've ever been, or that I can remember. I guess.
I mean, I remember. I don't know if you're talking about allergy wise or what.
No, like in general.
I'll never forget getting food poisoning.
Okay.
And
yeah,
it
that's pretty
being
bad.
so bad. Like, I've never had it before. Like, I would drink water,
Uh-huh.
just like a little bit, and like a minute later I'm throwing up. And the whole night I threw up. I don't know how many times.
Oof.
And then I remember just laying on the couch all day, and like my mom giving like
How old are you?
making us drink Gatorade.
Yeah.
I was in middle school, I think.
Oh wow.
Maybe like 7th or 8th grade. And then yeah, literally anything. You would think like you could consume water and like you're fine.
Yeah.
But no, I would throw up, and then I don't know, it's just so bad, because especially like my body, I think, does anything to do like so I won't throw up. Like I'd rather just go through pain and like not
Okay, yeah,
not let things out.
My body's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna throw up.
I
So
never throw up. Yeah.
going through that and like throwing up that many times is really weird, and I'll never forget that. So
How long
I'd
did that
say
last?
that. I don't know. It lasted a good, like the consistent throwing up after everything was a good like 24 hours. But then after that, it was just like feeling really dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a husk.
Yeah.
Empty.
And then, I mean, I don't know. I just always remember like the last time of being like allergy sick or maybe like the flu.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking hate it. I hate it. I like you can't sleep, you can't breathe. I hate being sick.
Yeah, back when my allergies would hit me really hard all the time, like I couldn't sleep because my eyes burned constantly and it was hard to breathe. And then when I did fall asleep, whenever I finally woke up, I'd have to pull my eyes apart because of like whatever crusty glue formed in the night. And then I had to like scrape that off my eyes, and I had to blow my nose so I could breathe out of it. And it was just a miserable life. Every like, I don't know, almost 6 months out of the year, every year.
Jesus.
Yeah, from like October all the way to like May. That was my existence for like
so
half
fall.
my life. Yeah.
Well, that sucks. That's a good time of the year to not be sick.
Allergy drop therapy. If you get the opportunity to do that, it's worth it.
Like it's a sponsor.
Yeah. But yeah. The most. Okay, so whenever I think of like the sickest I've ever been, there's always one story or one time that comes to mind. Like there's definitely been times that I've probably been more sick, but this was just like the weirdest and most unexplained to me for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. So at the end of 8th grade, our middle school at the end of every year would have this carnival. And for like, people who did good or whatever, or just for everybody who wasn't bad.
Yeah.
If you got a referral within a certain amount of time by the end of the year, you weren't allowed to come to this.
No, yeah, but you had to come to school and you had to sit in a classroom, and that's
Did you
so
really?
bad. No, I wasn't a part of that, but
that was the rule?
Yeah, that was the rule.
Oh, damn, that sucks. I don't know. So anyways, in middle school, you're there for 3 years, through 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, for all none of you that are listening from out of country. But so I went the 6th and 7th grade year. There's still videos on Facebook that I sometimes look at, and it's really cute and funny to see our young selves running around with people that we know who are super young too, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes me feel weird. But anyways, so our 8th grade year, the evil ex that I had kissed me in front of our Spanish teacher. So then I got a referral for PDA. And so not only did I have to do Saturday school and have a referral on my record, I wasn't allowed to go to the carnival.
For real?
For real.
Wow.
So that last year was kind of robbed from me because of this bitch.
That sucks.
No, it does suck. And so at the time, my parents were split or whatever. They were living separately. And my dad lived in a neighborhood next to this middle school. And so I just stayed at that house. And I was like, okay, for like the last 2 hours, I'm going to come over to the school. My friends are going to sneak me in. And we're going to hang out and have fun because it's the last year that we're all going to be together for sure.
Yeah.
Before going to high school. And so it was like I underestimated the walk time and how hot it was going to be. Because my dad lived at the end of the neighborhood all the way. It was really far. It took me 30 minutes to walk to the school. And it was super, super hot. And I thought I had more time, but I didn't. And getting dressed and getting ready, I don't remember that part too much or whatever. But as soon as I left the house, it was super hot. And I just remember it feeling really, really hot. Because it was the summer. I think it was in May already.
It's Texas.
Yeah, it's Texas, the summer, May.
Disgusting.
Really hot. But I remember walking there, 15 minutes in at the halfway point, I realized it had taken so long to get there, and I started feeling really like weird, like overheated, a way I've never felt before. And funny. I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? I felt like I was put into a microwave and I was being cooked from the inside out. Like I was just heating up on the inside as much as I was on the outside. And I was like, what is going on? And that was like one of the first times I ever felt kind of dizzy from heat. And so I was like halfway to the walk, and then so I texted Danley and I was like, yo, Danley, let me in or whatever. I'm at the athletics hall doorway or whatever. And he let me in, And I was like, where's everybody at? And he's like, oh, the carnival ended 15 minutes ago. And I was like, no, dude. And at that point, I was kind of sweaty, and I was inside in the AC, but I felt like I was still super, super hot. And I was like, I feel like I have a fever. But I didn't tell anybody that because I wanted to have fun and hang out.
Yeah.
And so I go into the theater room, and at that time in my life, I was friends with all the theater kids and all the people in those, clubs that are related to theater and stuff like that, or like tech. And it was all like my close friends at the time, aside from you, and I guess that little group. Actually, it was just me and you, and then like I had the theater friends that I'd hang out with for like the productions and stuff. So it was like the theater kids, and I remember sitting down and I was like, I'm gonna fucking pass out. Like I feel terrible. I just remember drinking water, and I was really upset that I missed the carnival because I was like, that's the last time I'll get to do something like that ever with my friends at this age. It was really disappointing, but at the same time, I was kind of getting more worried of, like, why do I feel this way? And everybody was talking, and it was kind of like in those movies whenever the character is like kind of dizzy, and you see like the image or whatever on screen kind of like being hazy and dragging across. It was like that, and everybody sounded like a distant echo, and it was just super super hot. And I remember I was still sweating even though it was like in a cold room. And I remember my friend, I don't know what to call her. What's another flower name? We'll call her Purple. So Purple was like, hey, Noah, we're going to go like watch a movie, all of us together. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. Just like, can you take me by my house? Because I knew she lived in the neighborhood that I lived in, down the street actually from where my dad was at the time. And I was like, can you take me to my house so I can get some medicine or something? And she was like, yeah, sure, we'll do that before we go. And I remember I had been there for like maybe 2 hours at the school, just all of us hanging out, kind of like our final goodbyes to our theater teacher and our tech teacher, Mr. T. Yeah. And it was just, it was really sad, but I just remember I felt numb to all those emotions because of how I felt from this weird fever or whatever. I was like legit overheated. But I remember she took me and she dropped me off at my house, and I was like, she said, hey, I think somewhere along the drive I was like, I can't go, I'm sorry, I feel bad. And she's like, oh, it's fine, it's cool, we'll hang out some other time. Never did. No, no, I'm just kidding, we did later on in high school. But yeah, drop me off at my house, and I go inside, and it's just, I feel the same. I just remember saying hi to my dad, that I didn't feel good, I was gonna go lay down, and I went and laid down, and I remember having fever dreams of like, just like super like lucid dreams, and waking up and like waking up and then like drifting in and out of sleep. And every time I was awake, it was just my pillows and my blankets are drenched in sweat. And I remember grabbing like my bottle of water and drinking like an entire bottle of water, and then falling back asleep like a freaking animal. And then I woke up in the morning and I felt terrible. I was in bed for 3 days straight.
Damn, just for a 15-minute walk. That's
30 like 30 minutes. Yeah, that? I was bedridden for 3 days straight, and it was just a bunch of that.
What?
But on the second day, I did come out of bed, and when it was like later at night or whatever, and I was kind of awake, and I was like, I think I feel okay. And I still felt kind of feverish, kind of like shivering or whatever, kind of shaking on and off. But I felt good enough to go downstairs and play Xbox 360. And I was playing like one of the Arkham Asylum games or whatever, one of the Batman games. And I'd been playing for like 40 minutes. Everybody was asleep, and my room was upstairs. And it hits me. It's like, go to bed or you're gonna die. Go to bed or you're gonna die. And I'm like, what? And just that was like a signal flashing in my brain, and all of a sudden, my body temperature drops, and I'm freezing cold, and I'm shaking, like I'm shaking violently.
What was wrong? Did you ever look this up?
I turn off my Xbox. I never looked it up. I turn off the Xbox, and I stand up, and I collapse on the ground. I couldn't scream. I couldn't speak. All that was in my head was like, go in the bed, and you'll be okay. And my dad's bedroom was right next to the living room. I don't know why I didn't knock on that or like crawl in his room for help. Yeah. But I was literally crawling. And I was just shaking and crawling, and I was kind of like,
oh yeah, you talked about this.
Yeah, and I had to crawl all the way up the stairs, and I had a blanket on me, and the blanket fell off at the bottom of the stairs, and I was crawling up the stairs, and I was just shaking so bad. And then my room was at the end of the hallway or whatever, and I get to it, and it feels like it's taking forever to get there. Like it's kind of like in the movies, whenever you look down a hallway and the hallway just stretches on
Yeah.
forever. It was like that. And I was
Yeah.
crawling and I was like starting to sweat and I was just shaking and I was so cold. I opened up the bedroom door. I go inside and I remember I kick it closed and like I don't know how I was functioning, but I crawl all the way to the end of my room and I crawl into my bed and I grab all my blankets. Like I think I had like two comforters or whatever. I wrapped it around myself and I'm like shaking and like my teeth are chattering and then I just black out and I fall asleep. And then I woke up and I was covered in sweat and it was like
Yeah.
morning and I was fine
Yeah.
and I was good. I was
I
like,
remember
whoa.
this. I remember us talking about this. I don't know if it was, cause yeah, that's something I remember too. Of, but obviously I didn't go through the heat thing.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I woke up one day, and I was shaking like really crazy like that, and I felt really cold. And I tried walking to my mom's room. I just couldn't fucking do it. And then I'm pretty sure I got to the living room, and then that's where like I fell too. And then, but then I called for my mom, and she got me up, and she took me to her bed. But like the shaking is so crazy, and like
Yeah, it's
nothing.
involuntary.
Yeah, you couldn't stop it,
Yeah.
and you feel really. I don't know. It was really out of random. Like I woke up from this. I don't know if it, like a dream like triggered it or something, but yeah, I wake up from it. My mom takes me to her bed, and she calls like my doctor. I don't know if I had just been to the doctor or something, but like she had them
Uh-huh.
there, and then like they told her that just to get a blanket and wrap it around me. And I remember laying there like shaking, like really crazy, like, and I don't know, I wonder how she like pictured it
Yeah.
or like saw it, because that's just like it felt crazy, like just laying there, like like you couldn't stop shaking. And I don't know, but obviously you feel really cold, but then like when it's done, you're just like covered in sweat because you're not cold,
Yeah.
and just the comforters. I
It's,
don't know, it's a weird thing.
it was. I still don't know what it was. I think I remember looking it up because it's something I like to talk about because it's so like weird and it hasn't that sort of thing hasn't really happened to a lot of people I know because it's like a story I like to tell because it's just whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything else like that before. I don't know, and I think it was just like a really bad. People have said, my dad has said like it was probably like the flu or something, but I was like, how do I get the flu from?
Yeah,
Just,
and then
I don't know. It's
there
just the
wasn't
timing was
any.
weird. If anything, it felt like I had a heat stroke, and then actually, I don't even say that because I don't know what a heat stroke is.
Yeah.
Like I definitely felt overheated from the sun, but I don't know how that turned into whatever transpired for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Maybe like I messed with the internal heat of my body, my internal temperature, and it threw it out of whack, and it was trying to recalibrate.
I don't know, it's weird. I was thinking the other day how how hot it is here,
Yeah.
and how when we were younger we would just be outside and like go
Just
for
playing.
like walks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like me and you, or like even like in high school, and it would be like really hot, and we knew like it was really hot,
Yeah.
and we're just like sweating just from standing outside,
Yeah.
but we're still out there. I don't know. I
We're
was just
stupid.
thinking about it,
We're
like,
dumb.
but like now I wouldn't want to do that, or you like I would do it, but like I don't know.
I don't like sweating in my clothes.
Yeah, and it's like really uncomfortable. Yeah, we were. Why were we doing it? Why?
I don't know because we had nothing else to do
And I was
back
thinking,
in our day.
yeah, I was thinking like, do kids these days even do what we did? Like make like water slides with random shit, and then like play with water and
Play catch with rocks.
and yeah, and then we literally did that.
Yeah.
And then like a razor scooter. Like, do they
Yeah.
even?
I don't know.
like
I feel like most kids don't. They have,
like,
they have
yeah,
the Fortnites and the Halos.
And even if I was like growing up as a kid in this age, I feel like the same. Like I wouldn't go outside as much because there's so much to do inside with
Yeah.
gaming and online shit.
I think I feel like we were fortunate enough to be born at the perfect time. We could be young. We were young enough to experience life outside and
yeah,
have fun outside and playing with neighborhood kids.
but we
or
still
whatever.
also had the
And we had the choices of going inside and playing with like shitty games or whatever.
yeah.
And but also they weren't like kind of widely available, I don't think, because I didn't get an Xbox until I was in middle school.
Yeah, same.
And by then it was like, you know,
And it's not like
cool.
that's something where it's not like how it is now, where it's like,
where every kid has an Xbox or an iPad or whatever.
yeah, and that's all you want to do. Like, we
Yeah.
also wanted to be outside.
I guess it's partly our parents too, because my parents push me to be outside and stuff.
Yeah, no, I just like really liked being outside. I still
It
do.
was fun.
It's just
I
really
do
hot here.
when it's cloudy.
Yeah.
Like when it's cloudy, I'll go out for a walk
Yeah.
just to be outside.
Or I always just like feel the urge to want to like play a sport or something.
Yeah.
Stormy.
Watch how stormy.
Stormy wild. What are we at?
I think we're reaching an hour.
Oof. Well, it's crazy.
Oh wait, nah, we got time. But yeah, before we get too far from it, I was gonna ask you, do you like sweating in your sleep? Like, do you like waking up sweaty?
No.
No?
No, I hate it.
I do. I like it.
No.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like, because people who really want to lose weight or whatever say like, ooh, drink green tea before you go to sleep. Not green tea, some sort of tea. And it's like you'll lose, weight while you're sleeping because your body will be burning fat or whatever. I don't know. I like waking up sweaty because I feel like I just ran a mile, and I feel good. I feel lighter. I don't know. People who exercise a lot will know what it feels like to, like, whenever you're done, like, you run, right, on the thing next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever like just feel like exhausted afterwards and you just feel good?
And you like it. Yeah, you get like a high from it.
Yeah, it's like that. Whenever I wake up from like a super intense dream or something and I wake up and I'm sweaty, it's like, man, I feel good. Like, I'm covered in sweat, but it feels good.
Yeah, no, I don't think that when I'm sleeping though.
Yeah, I mean,
every time I wake up and I'm warm, I hate it. I don't know.
But like, it's like a cold sweat. That's what I like.
Oh,
I don't like waking up really hot and
okay,
sweaty.
I get that.
But like waking up in like a cold sweat, it feels good usually, unless I'm panicked from a nightmare or
Yeah,
something.
because I mean, I get that. Because when you work out and you like, I don't know, when you
reach a point where you're so exhausted and it's just like a cool sweat and your body feels a certain way.
And
it feels good.
Yeah.
I like it. I miss that. I'm gonna have to start running again.
I get that.
I just like pushing myself to that point, and then you just feel super, super good when you're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to cover that. And I know people are super weird about their bed. Like, they don't like some people are like, I have to take a shower and then I can be in my bed. I have to be clean.
That's me.
Yeah, that's how I used to be, but now it's just like whatever.
No, fuck no.
Bed's gross. It's gonna get dirty anyways.
Hell no. I have to be clean. Your face.
What did it look like? I was just looking at Stormy.
I don't know. Oh.
My side hurts. I can't breathe out my nose. I don't know what's happening. We're talking about diseases and sickness. Honestly, I don't even know how we got to this point. I just kind of blacked out and kept talking.
Yeah, because you're distracted by your sickness.
What? No,
Who
are you? I feel like my voice sounds different every episode. I feel like I change my voice.
You change your voice?
Involuntarily. Like, without me knowing. Like, it changes. Sometimes it's a higher pitch, sometimes it's deeper.
I don't know.
I wonder if my voice changes depending on my mood.
Oh, well, that's a topic.
Like, I'm feeling sexy right now.
No.
We'll talk about sexy stuff.
I know, like, how we could do those characters for a long time, and then the voice just stays.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that, but we're not.
Dude, one of these days, people who like come to expect like this normal like back and forth or whatever, they're gonna tune into, hey, what's up, it's me, Stinky Pete.
Ew.
Yeah, something like that, and they'll never come back.
They're like, I was already at that limit, but this one just really pushed me off the podcast.
Yeah, like I was on the fence after the Michael Jackson episode. I was on the fence. They disrespected my boy.
After one might potentially be a pervert.
Shut up, dude. I'm still trying to knock it off, right? Okay.
All right.
I don't know. Are we gonna end it here?
Yeah,
I think it's a good spot.
Oh, we didn't mention. So one of the last ones we said that we were uploading on SoundCloud, but we're not anymore. It's just YouTube.
Oh yeah, we didn't even plug anything. Okay, so yeah,
just YouTube.
we're just
Or
YouTube. So
Planet
if you're listening
Pariah.
to this, you just like keep coming back to YouTube,
Mhm.
subscribe, smack that bell notification.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I never thought about that. Wow.
But yeah, I think we're gonna try to go for. Hopefully, at this point, it'll be consistently on either Wednesdays or Thursdays, but also with Sunday.
Of
Do you want
uploads.
to, yeah, uploading. Wednesday or Thursday? Which one do you think?
I don't mind.
Because I have a preference for Wednesday and Sunday.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wednesdays and Sundays we'll upload episodes. Hopefully consistency. Because first it runs through. Valerie does the hard work, and then I just kind of like put a picture on it and upload it. But in the future, I'll be adding stuff like the intro music, and if we ever implement video editing stuff, that's probably
Yeah.
when I'll just take over
That's
with
cool
video, because you have to match it up and sync
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something for a different time. Stormy's ready to leave, and so are we.
Isn't it cool how you can like reach the knob?
It's terrifying. That's right at crotch
Anyways,
level
yeah.
for me, dude. Right at ass level. He's gonna come back. Which
well,
episode was this?
well, the outro 7.
This is 7?
Yeah,
Alright, 7.
7. Holy shit.
Outro.
7.
7.
Next week is
8.
story spooky time.
Okay.
10.
Wait, next episode or like
next week?
next week?
Yeah. It's
I'll
gonna
write it
be
on my
episode
calendar.
10.
Okay, cool, man. Alright, ready for the
Alright,
outro?
Outro music.
Outro music. We're leaving now. I feel sick. I'm gonna sneeze. I can't
Adios.
find my mouse. Outro.